It all started on a cold winter morning when I was preparing for my usual routine. I got into my truck, ready to head out for a day of work plowing snow. Before I even started my route, I was pulled aside and issued a fine. The reason? Idling my truck. I was shocked. I had always followed the rules, and I thought a few minutes of warming up the engine in freezing temperatures was reasonable. But apparently, that minor act, which I considered necessary for safety and efficiency, was now a violation in the eyes of local regulations. The experience left me frustrated and questioning the logic behind such strict enforcement during harsh winter conditions. Being fined was a harsh reminder that sometimes rules are enforced without considering real-world circumstances. It highlighted the tension between regulations and common-sense actions necessary for safety. Idling a truck might seem trivial to some, but in freezing weather, it's anything but. Trucks don't just start immediately in sub-zero temperatures. They need time to warm up. This ensures the engine runs smoothly and, more importantly, that the windshield defrosts properly. I was taking basic precautions to prevent accidents and damage, yet despite my reasoning, I was fined. It felt like an unfair punishment for trying to work safely and responsibly. This fine wasn't just a monetary inconvenience, it represented a lack of understanding of the challenges faced by people who work outdoors in winter conditions. Idling wasn't a careless act, it was a necessary precaution. This section shows that rules can sometimes punish reasonable and responsible behavior, especially when practical challenges are ignored. The main purpose of idling was simple: to defrost the windshield. Driving with ice and frost obstructing visibility is dangerous, not only for me, but for anyone sharing the road. I wasn't wasting fuel frivolously, I was ensuring that I could operate my vehicle safely and prevent accidents. It seemed like common sense, but apparently it wasn't enough to justify breaking the new regulations. The defrosting process, a small necessity in winter, became the trigger for a bureaucratic conflict that I didn't anticipate. Taking time to defrost was about safety, not convenience. The conclusion here emphasizes that safety should sometimes take priority over rigid rules, especially in dangerous weather conditions. After receiving the fine, I felt frustrated and powerless. The rules seemed unreasonable, and I began to question whether continuing to serve this area was worth the hassle. Eventually, I made a decision. I stopped plowing that particular parking lot. It wasn't an impulsive act of defiance, it was a calculated choice. If my efforts to work safely were going to be punished, I couldn't see any point in risking my time, money, and energy to comply with regulations that didn't take practical realities into account. Deciding to stop plowing was a measured response to unfair treatment. It illustrates how standing up for oneself can be a way to reclaim control when rules feel unreasonable. The decision to stop plowing was more than just personal, it sent a message. Parking lots went unplowed, and I realized that regulations, while often necessary, can sometimes clash with common sense. The lot owners experienced firsthand the consequences of rigid rules applied without flexibility. While I never intended to cause inconvenience, I hoped they might understand the frustration of workers who try to follow rules while also staying safe. Sometimes the smallest acts of defiance, like refusing to plow a lot under unfair conditions, highlight the need for balance between enforcement and practicality. Refusing to plow sent a clear message about the consequences of enforcing rules without flexibility. It shows that practical realities and safety considerations must be part of decision-making for regulations to be fair and effective.